You know that feeling, right? When you realize how someone is saying something is totally overpowering what they're actually saying? Well, today, we're diving into those unspoken signals, the silent language that really dictates who has influence and who doesn't. It's a huge mystery, isn't it? You could have the most brilliant idea, all the data to back it up, a plan that should totally change the game, but it just falls flat. So what is the missing piece of the puzzle? Well, the answer might not be in your slide deck at all.
So, let me paint you a picture. Imagine two executives. They're pitching the exact same, fantastic idea to a room full of investors. Executive A over on the left, he knows his stuff, but he's kind of slouched over, nervously tapping his pen. His eyes are darting all over the room. The idea itself is great, but it just feels weak. Now, look at Executive B on the right. She's standing tall, using these open, confident gestures to really drive her points home, and she's making direct, steady eye contact. The investors? They're completely hooked.
And here's the kicker. The words were identical. The only thing that changed was their presence. One person's body language screamed uncertainty, while the others just radiated confidence and leadership. So in the end, the investors weren't just buying an idea, they were buying into the person they believed could actually pull it off. That's what sealed the deal.
And look, this isn't just a nice story. Research has shown time and time again that a whopping 55% of a message's impact comes from nonverbal cues, your body, your face. Think about that. In a negotiation or a big interview, over half the battle is won or lost before you even get to your best points. Your body is talking, whether you like it or not, so you might as well control what it's saying.
All right, so how do we start taking control? Well, it all begins before a single word even leaves your mouth. Let's talk about your silent opener, your posture.
A confident posture isn't about being intimidating or puffing your chest out. It's really just about being stable and open. It's super simple, really. You plant your feet about shoulder-width apart, keep your chest open, let your shoulders relax back and down, hold your head up, and this is a big one, keep your hands visible. Hiding your hands is like this primal signal of distrust, so just by keeping them in sight, you're already building rapport.
Now here's where it gets really fascinating. This isn't just about faking it till you make it. There's real science here. Research from social psychologists has shown that holding a powerful posture for just 2 minutes literally changes your body's chemistry. Your testosterone, which is tied to confidence, can shoot up by 20%, and at the same time, cortisol, the main stress hormone, actually goes down. So you don't just look more confident, you're literally wiring your brain and body to feel more powerful.
And you could see how this plays out, right? That power posture, where you take up space, it just grabs attention. Then you have the weak or closed-off posture, slouching, arms crossed, which immediately signals insecurity and makes people tune out. But for most of our day-to-day, that sweet spot is the neutral posture. You're upright, you're relaxed, and you're projecting this calm authority that just naturally builds trust.
Okay, so you've set your foundation with a solid posture. You're already projecting confidence. Now let's build on that and start making a real connection. It's time to add the next tools to our kit, your eyes and your hands.
Eye contact is probably the fastest way to build trust, but you've got to get it right. Too much and you seem aggressive. Too little and you look shifty. A really great rule of thumb is the 60-40 rule. When you're the one talking, try to make eye contact about 60% of the time. When you're listening, drop it back to about 40%. It creates this natural, comfortable rhythm that says, I'm engaged and confident, not I'm trying to win a staring contest. And here is the single most important tip for every video call you're on from now on. Stop looking at the people on your screen. Look at the camera lens. That tiny little dot is where the connection happens. When you look at the lens, everyone else on the call feels like you're looking right into their eyes. I'm telling you, it is an absolute game changer for your digital presence.
All right, what about your hands? Well, they're either building you up or they're tearing you down. On the left, you've got the good stuff. Open palms, which signal honesty, and clear, purposeful gestures that add weight to your words. And on the right, you've got the credibility killers. Fidgeting, hiding your hands, stuffing them in your pockets, all of it just screams nervousness.
And the difference is huge. No joke. Studies show that people who use meaningful hand gestures are seen as up to 40% more credible. That's not a small boost. That's the kind of advantage that can completely change an outcome. Your hands are there to help you hold your audience's attention.
Okay, we've nailed down the big three: posture, eyes, and gestures. Now we're going to level up. Let's get into the subtle arts, the little things that separate good communicators from the truly great ones.
This sounds so basic, right? But it's where so many people trip up. If you say, I have some incredibly exciting news for the team, But you say it with a totally flat expression? Guess what? People believe your face, not your words. It creates this disconnect that instantly kills your credibility. Your expression has to be on the same team as your message.
Now for one of the most powerful and most underused tools you have, silence. A strategic pause makes you lean in, doesn't it? That little bit of silence acts like a frame, making whatever you say next feel way more important. It's just like the quote says, silence is not empty, it's strategic.
And the benefits are awesome. A pause can command attention right before you drop a big number. It can give people a second to really absorb what you just said. And it's the ultimate weapon against all those filler words like and like, which makes you instantly sound more polished and thoughtful.
And finally, we have the art of mirroring. Now this is subtle. It's about respectfully reflecting some of the body language of the person you're talking to. If they lean in, you might lean in a little bit too. This isn't about being a copycat. It's a deep, subconscious signal that just says, hey, I get you. We're on the same wavelength. It builds that feeling of connection way faster than words ever could.
All right, learning all this is one thing, but actually doing it is what matters. So I'm going to give you a super simple, actionable plan to start putting these skills to work right away. We'll call it the 3-day challenge.
Here's the plan. Day 1, your only mission is to focus on your posture. Before a meeting, before a phone call, just take 10 seconds and set your stance. That's it. On day 2, you keep the posture and you start layering in intentional eye contact and gestures. Try out that 60-40 rule. Then on day 3, you put it all together. Try to subtly mirror someone in a conversation and use one powerful strategic pause before you make your biggest point.
The whole point here is for you to actually feel the difference this makes. By the end of day 3, I guarantee you'll start to notice people responding to you differently. They'll listen a little closer. They'll see you as more confident. You'll realize that your physical presence, when you use it intentionally, is doing half the heavy lifting for you.
Because ultimately, mastering the silent language isn't about learning a bunch of tricks. It's about being more intentional with how you show up in the world. And when you do that, your words don't have to fight so hard to be heard. Your presence becomes your power.